Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again, and we're watching Nostalgia Critic, everyone. Oh my God, I should have actually began the damn video like this.
3, 2, 1.
Got a blast!
With a super-powered mind, a mechanical canine rescues the day from sure destruction. Oh my God, that Jimmy Neutron is a hugely nostalgic show. I mean, I don't know which I watched more, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. I think I watched Cartoon Network a little bit more when I was younger. Ironically, like Cartoon Network was my Nick Jr. You guys, I hope you guys remember that. And yeah, I started watching Nick Jr. when my sister was there, and I'd just be like, it's my grandmother's house. We get to watch something I want to watch after we watch something. After we watch Blue's Clues or whatever. Ugh. But yeah, that was some good times. But that's what I'm saying. Then right after that, I believe it was like Jimmy Neutron, Danny Phantom, and Avatar. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Oh, and also the Rugrats as well. And the Wild Thornberrys. All the damn shirts. This is exactly why I wore this shirt. I nearly forgot. I wore this entire freaking shirt just so we could reference Jimmy Neutron. Oh, let's not forget Fairly Odd Parents. Oh my God. The funniest thing I've ever seen on that show, by the way, was Super Toilet. Like, seriously, the funniest thing, like, that has me dying all the damn time. I'm surprised they're actually not on this shirt, but I think this is classic Nickelodeon, like super classic Nickelodeon. But hey, doesn't mean it wasn't as good. But again, I loved this movie when it came out, but I remember everybody was like, it's kind of dumb. But, I remember they advertised the hell out of this movie. And I mean, I think the show was honestly a little bit better, but it went on longer. And, to just explore the characters a little bit more. And but yeah, this was basically an unofficial pilot to the show and just better shot and better everything. So let's not discuss it anymore. Let's get into the video. And remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content. And let's do this thing, y'all.
Oh, I'm a nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to.
Love you, Doug.
Somehow I missed the craze of Jimmy Neutron. Okay, not somehow, I was 20. 20-year-olds didn't see Jimmy Neutron.
Wow. You were 20. I think I was 13 years old. Actually, no, 2011. So I believe I was 11. 2001. So I was either 11 or 12. I forgot when this movie came out.
But make no mistake, everyone knew what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Nickelodeon's 2001 sci-fi flick was advertised like mad for a while. You couldn't see any movie without a trailer for this being in front of it. To most adults, it didn't look bad, but it definitely didn't look on par with other animated flicks of that year. It looked like a cute film for kids, and nothing more. Honestly, everyone I knew thought it would come and go and be forgotten very quickly. But not only was the film a pretty big success, but it got its own hit series, its own spin-off series, was nominated for Best Animated Feature, and even got its own ride.
Yeah!
But in hindsight, that's not always a sign of quality. He became so big, he was often
that ride is definitely better than the movie.
In the official lineup of Nickelodeon characters. To this day, many people don't think about Nickelodeon as a company without thinking about this character.
I know.
And like I said, I've never seen anything Jimmy Neutron related. I hear it's more kid-based than family-based, but honestly, if something is done well and becomes a massive property, I guess I'm curious to see why, even if it is just meant for kids. So get ready to take a trip down memory lane, or if you're my age, let's see what all this weird-ass hype was about. This is a man in his 40s watching Jimmy Neutron, boy genius.
You're 40?
Don't act like you have anything better to do.
You better have a look at this, sir.
Commercial flight.
That's what I was thinking with this animation. This is a commercial for flights, right? Yes, the animation in both the film and series is arguably pretty cheap looking, but many say that's part of its charm, and I guess I kind of see it. The textures are crazy simple with virtually no detail, but everything is exaggerated and colorful, and I guess if I was a little kid, I'd like looking at it. I just feel like every second they're gonna tell me to brush my teeth or something.
Holy cowpie!
Hi! Nice antiques!
We see Jimmy Neutron, played by Debbie Derryberry. And no joke, here are my outtakes of me just trying to say her tongue twister of a name. Played by Debbie Berry. Man. Played by Debbie Berry. Wow!
Debbie Derry Berry.
Derry Berry. Played by Debbie Berry. Played by Debbie. Wow! Played by Debbie Derry Berry. Debbie Derry Berry. Debbie Derry Berry. Debbie Derry Berry. We see Jimmy Neutron, played by Debbie Berry. Here's a problem watching this as an adult.
Oh. Oh my God, that's great. That's great. I've done that whenever I do auditions or I have to read a script or something like that. Oh, there's just something that just gets you stuck for just a little while. It actually happened in an outtake for Big Bang Theory. Like he couldn't say what is it? Leonard couldn't say the word prepared for some reason. It was he even said it was like the simplest word in the sentence that he was saying. Too. It just happens sometimes. It's not cool when it happens.
This is the same actress
Debbie
who
Derry
voices
Berry.
half the kids on F is for Family.
Whoa.
So by God, I'm waiting for her to say some inappropriate stuff.
Oh no.
Engine cycling at 1 million gigajoules.
I think they want us to pull over.
Go suck your mother's dick.
I should really get a different mindset for this. Jimmy's performing an experiment with his pal Carl Weezer, voiced by Rob Paulson, while his parents are
Really?
just sitting down having breakfast.
We'll have to take my car because your transmission needs a new compression cuff.
Whatever.
I have a weird rule a movie is working if you really want to try some of the made-up food in it. And don't lie, you want to know
Sugar
what
quacks.
sugar quacks taste like. That's totally frosted animal crackers and cereal. I got diabetes just looking at that.
This oven toast is brilliant, Sugar Booger, and your yolks are absolutely perfect, too.
Again, really have to get into a different mindset to watch this. The experiment goes wrong, though, and Jimmy has to make an emergency landing without Carl.
No, I didn't mean to.
No, he's fine as Jimmy crash lands back at home and he tries to let his folks know that he was trying to communicate with something that contacted him through space. In most circumstances, I'd say that's too much story too quickly, but it is pretty charming the way he sees it as talking to a pen pal and his parents see it as stranger danger.
We've repeatedly told you not to talk to strangers.
But Mom, I'm on the verge of contact with an advanced alien civilization.
If they're as advanced as us, I don't think that means much.
No.
He gets ready for school with all his inventions, some useful, some hilariously pointless, like he uses VR to brush his teeth.
I know, right?
When another one of his inventions causes him to crash into a tree. The same tree Carl crashed into. That's pretty good. You know, I really should have paid attention in school because it sounds like I missed some advanced shit.
A male megalosaur as defined by last week's World Congress of Paleontologists. Those findings were inconclusive and you know it.
If I had a nickel every time kids argued this, I don't know. I'd fail math
I had discussions like, oh my God, I'm such a nerd.
too. That's cool.
And that's really funny because there really was a scientific debate back then about Megalosaurus. It's wow.
Cool kid Nick enters the room and is so cool he admits he faked his late note, doesn't have the assignment, and the teacher's fine with that.
Your show and tell, please.
I don't really do show and tell.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Just slip the rent under my door. Jimmy's shrink ray doesn't work for show and tell until it accidentally goes off and...
Yeah.
The Discovery merger also resulted in changing studios for Dune 2. They see an amusement park called Retroland is opening up tonight, but they don't know if their parents will let them go out with school the next day. Damn amusement park's opening on a weeknight. Yeah, who planned that?
Eliminate school smell.
Normal odor restore.
So yeah, I'll admit this movie totally had me when he started doing tricks with the dog.
I thought he did.
Sit. Play dead.
This is why I'm a cat person. See, leaves no mess. He spends most of his genius brain working on childish inventions like a soda that immediately makes you burp and a girl-eating plant.
Nice choice. As usual.
He'll either get over that when he's older or that'll be his entire life.
Ooh.
Judging by the comments he gives his mom, I'm assuming the latter.
How lovely you look today.
Jimmy, I'm covered in transmission fluid.
And might I say, filth never looked so good.
Oh, please.
This is actually a ploy to make her say yes to going to Retroland, which doesn't work. Meanwhile, Jimmy's toaster satellite is intercepted by an alien named King Goobot, played by Patrick Stewart, and his second most embarrassing character for an actor of his caliber.
Oh, come on.
Bird, who works off his bumbling assistant Ooblar, played by Martin Short.
What galaxy are you from? It's
toast.
Hello, Toast!
And so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, you know the drill. Smart guy and dumb guy. But they discover Jimmy's message and decide to serve man tonight, making their way to Earth to gobble up a bunch of humanity.
Let me tell you a little about rockets.
I don't think people give credit for how tricky it is to write creatively stupid people. You ironically have to be really clever to write entertainingly dumb.
All my friends are gonna be there.
And that's arguably Jimmy's father. Jimmy Father was probably the funniest character on the show. Isn't there? There's like a couple of YouTube channels right now just dedicated just to him and his obsession with ducks.
But if all your friends were named Cliff, would you jump off them?
Okay, for a movie aimed at the Paw Patrol demographic, some of this writing's pretty good. After watching ads for other ads, Jimmy uses his shrinking ray to sneak out and go to the theme park. It's fitting it's called Retroland because the soundtrack is made up of boy bands and one of the rides is Show Me the Mummy. We truly have returned to 1996. The aliens abduct all the grown-ups in the neighborhood though, just as Jimmy makes the dearest wish a little boy could make. An ironic one.
I'd wish for no more parents. We could have fun all the time. Yeah!
If there's anything I learned from Home Alone, the more this occurs, the better it gets. The next day, the kids all see their folks are gone via not very convincing note. Oh, you forgot to mention they were at the biggest inauguration period. And they all decide to party. I don't care if it's intentional or not. As an official Nickelodeon homage.
Yeah.
Later they realize they're acting like, well, kids. And put together, they probably do need their folks. This leads to Jimmy figuring out they've been abducted by aliens and he decides to go and save them.
Long-range sensors picked up these ion trails indicating the departure route for whatever alien intelligence has abducted our parents. Collect the necessary plutonium.
I'm just assuming this will end up in a cricket chirp.
Any questions?
Boy, kids' films really utilize your soundtrack, don't they? The kids build spaceships out of Retroland rides, which already started out pretty inventive, so adding space travel is really like adding chocolate to chocolate. Yeah. But they run into a meteor shower. So I know I kind of made fun of the animation for looking cheap, but scenes like this are legitimately really cool to watch.
Yeah.
The angles, the movement, the lighting, they did a pretty damn good job here.
We gotta find shelter! Come on!
They land at the little prince's home, and what's another sign this is an early 2000s movie? Mocking Blair Witch.
These three filmmakers find all these sticks in the trees. They leave the tent. Don't leave the tent! Don't leave the tent!
Next, I like to see him tell the story of Book of Shadows. Yeah, try it. Even the people who wrote it can't do it. But then they bring up something even scarier for young people, puberty. Wait, what am I talking about? That's scary for older people, too.
An influx of hormones will overpower our better judgment. You're gonna give me nightmares! I have a feeling puberty is light years away for you and me.
At least 3 seasons with an occasional spin-off here and there.
Hey, I remember that.
They all remember how their parents used to wish them good night in a surprisingly sweet scene.
It was.
And the following day, they make their way to the evil aliens.
I love this movie.
God, they have tacky early 2000s pop on other planets, too. They get caught humorously fast, and they reveal the parents are a human sacrifice to their god, Paltra. I do not know what Paltra is yet, but I'll give credit. I already didn't see it going that direction.
Throw these minuscule vermin into the dungeon. Give Mr. Neutron the presidential suite.
And yes, we are reserving those for presidents.
Oh.
Any day now. In another surprisingly nice scene, Cindy tries to make Jimmy feel better.
Jeez, what is all of the political jokes this episode, man? Getting a little,
you know, dooming the tri-state area. He accidentally achieved what Doofenshmirtz never could. And admits he's the smartest one there who can probably get them out.
Why are you being so nice to me?
Because there's a bunch of kids in here that need you. And I do too.
You know I was the one who left that girl-eating plant on your doorstep, right?
Like I said, you killed us all. Hey, Libby, you got any ideas?
He does get a plan, though, by calling his dog and making it look like he's about to blow up. Which, why fake that? He can literally do it.
You have initiated self-destruct sequence 7.
He scares the alien away and orders him to break them all free. The aliens give the parents to Pultra, who has to be hatched from an egg. I'll give them this, as reasons for alien abductions go. This is refreshingly original. And the kids stare upon the giant threat.
This is good.
That's not a god, it's a chicken, I tell you, a giant chicken. They run in to fight him off, and I have to say, if this was from the point of view of the aliens, this probably be the goriest thing ever filmed.
I know, right?
Okay, let's move out.
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my God, these aliens are just watching this. But then again, they're probably not too dissimilar to us because we used to enjoy that kind of shit.
They save the parents and fly off, but are chased by the evil aliens.
Time to discipline the naughty children.
I too would pay hard money to see how Patrick Stewart looked when he said that line. They fly close to one of the suns, taking out a ton of their ships. There really should be a P in front of that G. And it's down to him and the king. He turns his pup into a motorcycle. Okay, there needs to be a dogfight between him and Mega Man's dog yesterday. And he reverses his shrink ray to...
Oh my God, I just found out the next death battle. Yes! Rush versus Godfrey. But I think Rush would probably win, but whatever.
Make himself gigantic.
Goddard.
I think that would have gotten him out of a couple of scrapes earlier, but this scene really makes me laugh. So that's what Patrick Stewart meant when he said he was blown to death in the movie. I was curious why Ian McKellen wasn't involved. The parents get back to their kids, and Jimmy apologizes for talking to strangers. Oh, is that actually the message of the film? I guess that checks out. Most abstract teaching of that lesson ever.
Having a genius for a son may not always be easy, but it's always interesting.
We're still grounding the shit out of you. Yeah. We're gonna turn you into the scariest mascot that ever anything.
Oh.
They get back home, the folks accidentally drink the burp soda. That's good a place to end as any, I guess, and the film wraps up. So that was Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, and yeah, I'll admit, it was pretty charming.
I told you. I mean, I
didn't go in with high hopes, but this movie is pretty easy to like. As long as you keep in mind the target audience is kids and not adults. Now, what do I mean by that? Because won't kids watch anything? Well, sure, but okay, let's say Inside Out is a PS5 and Jimmy Neutron is a decked out Super Soaker. One can be enjoyed by both kids and adults, the other is clearly just for kids. But as an adult, you admire its creativity, ingenuity, and it makes you wish you grew up with something similar. Jimmy Neutron is simple, but it uses that to its advantage. It embraces how simple it is and gets really imaginative with its ideas because it doesn't have to use a lot of detailed logic. At the center is a group of characters that aren't that deep, but are engaging enough to hold your interest. Actually, I'm surprised how much I enjoyed this. Not because it has a lot for adults, but because it celebrated this childlike world so much, it kinda made me remember when my mind thought this way. Yeah, just take some carnival rides and turn them into spaceships. Why the hell not? You can do that in this. While I can't say it's anything spectacular, I think it gives exactly what it was intending. A perfectly childish good time. I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Boy, that was a serious nostalgia trip for me, man. Like, I love that. I kind of want him to tackle the show now. I mean, the show kind of had some really stupid moments. Honestly, I remember there was this one episode where they imitated Jaws. They made fun of Jaws, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was, they took like literally direct quotes from the show, from the movie too, and it just made me laugh so much. And yeah, I don't know. I also want him to tackle some other stuff. When is he tackling Rugrats in Paris? That's actually the good Rugrats movie. He tackled the first one, but who cares? And also he's got to tackle the Wild Thornberrys movie. He's eventually going to do it, and you know it. And I'm all here for it. Me and my Nicktoon shirt will be all here for it. So please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you believe I deserve it. I mean, again, I want to try to get up to 1K, so help me do it, people. See y'all later.